Good morning. It is Sunday, February 23rd. Got up a little later than I anticipated. If I'd wanted to be going to prayer group before church, I'd probably need to leave now. And I'm not needing to do Skyrim this morning. That's not going to be what's making me late. But I did set some videos to upload, so those will go as I'm out today. I do need to get the meat into the slow cooker. Let's prepare some of this stuff too to go. The potatoes, onions, things. So I have no recipe. I'm just throwing stuff in. We'll see what I do. So I put some oil just in the base of the Croc-pot, and I don't really know what I'm throwing the meat. I got some chicken broth. Maybe a little of the red cooking wine. I don't know. Soy sauce, garlic, whatever. Salt, black pepper, red pepper always works. And then I got whatever potatoes, and onions. So I'll just chop those a little roughly, throw them all in. Get it going. Oh. Alright. So I got stuff in there, and the meat's at the bottom, so it's fully submerged. But I recall the last time I did something similar to this, thinking like, I'd covered it completely with liquid, and in the end I was like, I should not have covered it that much, because things like the potatoes and onions, carrots have liquid in them, and as they heat, they release that. So, some of the veggies are above. Thinking it'll be fine. But, otherwise, chopping stuff up and all that took a while. So I got just enough time I can finish getting ready, and I will make it to church. But I've completely missed prayer group. Oh well, I'll get ready and we'll go to church.
In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God. Yes, I
one of those characteristics that I find is a game changer, an absolute game changer for humanity, is the simple aspect of humility.
Mm-hmm.
A game changer. When my heart is hard, it's ugly. It's selfish. It wants its own. It demands. It justifies. It expects of others what I don't do myself. And when I look at Jesus, I find he's the King of glory. He has perfect. Everything about Jesus was perfect. Everything. And yet he laid aside everything in humility to show us the Father's love.
Yes.
To show us what sacrifice looks like. To show us what true humility looks like. It's one of those things, if we can embrace, if we can adapt, if we can adopt his characteristics and just give in to who we are called to be and who we really are. We are, as believers, called to be humble. It's who we really are.
And church was good. Worship was great. One of the songs they did was Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. And Stephanie actually got up and she had a word for the church, and part of it was just sort of that point of, he is a promise keeper, and he's made promises sometimes long before we see them fulfilled, but he does keep them, and that's a lot of what I'm holding on to right at this moment in life, that I needed to hear it. And then the message was on humility, being humble, kind of that sort of thing, and the importance thereof. Now, heading out. Gonna go to Applebee's with Mom, Mike, and Ethan. So every time we come here, I look at the menu as if like I'm gonna make a decision.
You always get the same thing.
I'm always like, well, that's, like the fajitas look good, and I like fajitas, but then I'm like, that's more than the classic combo, and I like the classic combo more. So why would I get something that's more expensive that I like less?
You're right. No point.
Yeah. And it was a fun meal. Had the appetizer sampler as always because it's just so good. So much food that is so tasty. And then just hung out with Mom, Mike, and Ethan for like an hour and just discussed politics, having fun with that. Ethan's still a couple of years before he'll be able to vote, but just sort of talking to him about his thoughts on things at this point and sharing ours. Now I'm headed home, but only briefly. They'll be picking me up, and I'm going to a play with Mom and Mike. Oh yeah, and as I'm checking at things here now that I'm home, definitely glad I decided to not get the liquid above everything, because it is filling up with more. I was like, yeah, things are in it now. It smells really good, but it's still got probably 3-4 hours left. Which is good, because here in like 15-20 minutes, Mama Mike will be by. Going, I forget where, but there's some place that's doing like a C.S. Lewis, The Most Reluctant Convert or something, some little play thing. I don't really know, but I like C.S. Lewis. Mike bought the tickets. Sure, let's check it out. So we're at some college campus. We're seeing C.S. Lewis something or other.
The Most Reluctant Convert.
Most Reluctant Convert. Okay, I thought something like that. Very large room. And that was a fun show. It's like a one-man show with Max McLean playing the part of C.S. Lewis, sitting in his study, going over his story, his background, his upbringing and aversion to not just Christianity, but religion as a whole. And slowly the chipping away at that as he fought against it tooth and nail. Used a lot of, quotes from his works and letters and things. It was well put together. Quite enjoyable, I took on sort of that loud and, that presence that you associate with Lewis. It was entertaining. It was fun. It was hopeful. Sort of just going from that, strictly, materialist, atheistic viewpoint that he had his mind set on this is right. He's an intelligent man, that's what he was, and just sort of over time realizing as an intelligent man he could not stick to it, and he had to accept Christ. But it was basically that story, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's also a cool theater. It's whatever, UMSL, University of Missouri, St. Louis. They have a nice theater. Seats a little smaller than I like, but most theaters are. And afterwards, the guy came out and did sort of a little 10-minute Q&A, sort of about some of the stuff, which, it's kind of personal opportunity. So that was cool. And I am home. I was thinking on the ride home a little bit about just sort of the play, and it is definitely a very different play than I'm used to. One, I usually go see musicals, and it was not. Beyond just that, just the one-man show thing is not something I think I've ever seen before. But it was cool. Now I am home, and I did make myself something to eat. It smells good. So, yeah. I guess maybe fish some of that out or something. Have some dinner. And, definitely very tender meat. Of course, the potatoes just slice right through with a fork, so. But, you know, cooked in a slow cooker for 8 hours, so ought to be. Oh, yes, you. So dinner was good. After that, finished doing all like the metadata stuff for the gaming videos that I'd set to upload originally this morning. Finished editing a vlog, so I'm exporting that. Did more laundry. Got the things all packed up as leftovers. Prepared what I need to run D&D tomorrow. Just like I had like a couple of hours in the evening after getting back, and I was like, okay, I have to do everything that I need to get accomplished today, because I mean, I just didn't have much time, because between church and the play, I mean, most of my day was taken up today. So that's what I've been doing. And I didn't think I'd be able to get it all done, and I think I did. So that's good, very good. But yeah, weekend's just about over. Be heading to bed here shortly. Thank you for joining me, and join me as my journey continues. Bye.